Before we begin, if anyone has suggestions on how to improve these rarity updates, feel free to share them. I can't promise to implement all suggestions, as I need to maintain a good balance between quality and the time it takes to create this video. We're kicking off this overview with ducks again, but this time with a new species for the year, the American green-winged teal, which made a strong entry with 2 records. The first one was found in Zeeland, in a relatively new area called Gasthuisbevang, a place where some interesting species have been seen before. Could this be the year we finally see our first least sandpiper there? The other green-winged teal was seen on the Veluwemeer near Polsmaten. This site used to be a reliable spot for flamingos. The bird was last reported there on March 8th, while the one in Zeeland is still present at the time of writing. However, this likely won't be the last of the year. So far, the only Baikal teal reported in March is the ever-popular bird from St. Pancras. There isn't much new to say about this individual or the species this week. So, let's move on quickly to the ringneck ducks. The bird from the dunes was seen at Kennemermeer on the 1st and at the Dune Lake on the 2nd. After that, it was no longer reported, so it's probably still on the Dune Lake, as that spot is checked the least. Meanwhile, the bird from Herugewaard was still happily swimming around. When it comes to lesser scorps, it is becoming increasingly unclear how many different individuals are currently in the Netherlands. The bird from the dunes is no issue. It reliably stays at Vogelmeer every day. But then there's the question, is the South Holland bird still around? There was a long gap between the previous 2 reports, and in any case, it has not been seen yet in March. Then we get to the IJsselmeer. It almost seems like every group of diving ducks there contains at least one lesser scorp. Birds were reported at Lelystad, Marken, Wevershoofd, Lemmer and another a few kilometers west of Lemmer, which observers suspect is a different individual. With so many records, could the species already be breeding somewhere on this side of the ocean? On the other hand, you would need females for that, and they are rarely found. Some birds previously thought to be female lesser scorps turn out to be hybrids. I trust that most finders of these lesser scorps are capable of distinguishing females or at least similar looking hybrids, but so far this has not been happening. Another bufflehead was found during this period, bringing the total to at least 3 known birds in the country. However, the Zeeland bird has long been identified as an escape. The adult male associating with golden eyes in Limburg initially seemed promising, but turned out to be ringed with an aluminum band. While the species is ringed in reasonable numbers in North America, this individual also appears to be an escape. The bird at Pampushaven seems to be the only one without a visible ring. In previous editions, I've often noted that its whereabouts were unknown when not seen at Pampushaven. However, during this period, it turned out that the bird likely stays at Pampushaven, but far in the back among pipes and reeds, making it very difficult to spot. Still, the documentation of its right leg remains insufficient. In addition to the green-winged teal, an American widgeon was also reported on the last day of this period. The bird was seen among a large group of Eurasian widgeons on the IJsselmeer on the northern side of the Afsluitdijk. Due to the large distance, the photos are not of the best quality, and in those taken later in the day, the colors don't seem quite right for a pure American widgeon. Possibly some hybrid influence? Hopefully we'll find out more in the coming period. Then, the duck of ducks. Yes, the spectacled eider is still swimming around in the Wadden Sea off the coast of Texel. There's still no real change in its pattern, and the moments when it comes close to shore seem to be getting rarer. However, it's also possible that fewer people are spending entire days on the dike now, meaning that the brief moments when a bird is close could simply be missed. As bird migration picks up, there will surely be some good species found on the island, making it a great opportunity to combine sightings. In my full winter report, I mentioned that the cackling goose has been relocated in Friesland. However, the observer only realized this in the evening, and by the next day, hunters were in the area, meaning the goose was nowhere to be found. That was until March 2nd, when it suddenly reappeared. The bird was easily twitchable that day and the next, allowing for some great photos. Where it is now remains anyone's guess. Every day this week, there was at least one report of a well-known pygmy cormorant. If they remain this site loyal, the UK will never get one. The high density of birders along the South Holland coast was evident from the following event. On March 1st, a second calendar year glaucous gull was reported flying north around 11 am. Less than an hour later, the bird was found in Katwijk. It was last reported just before 2 pm. Meanwhile, our now sight-faithful adult glaucous gull at Eider was seen throughout the period. There was also another report of an Iceland gull. On March 4th, a second calendar year bird was seen in Terneuzen, likely the same one that had already been reported in Zeeuws-Vlaanderen earlier this year. However, this location does not seem to be its regular spot, as it was not reported after the 4th. The Great Northern Divers were once again at their usual locations. The bird at Paterwoldsemeer remains popular. I even read on the blog that participants of a raptor and woodpecker excursion insisted on making a stop just to see it. The glossy ibis that had been staying in northern Overijssel and was extremely popular was last seen on March 3rd. In Culemborg, the Hume's leaf warbler was spotted daily, mostly reported by a local birder who made it his mission to check if the bird was still around and to help others relocate it when it was out of sight for long periods. That's the kind of dedication we need more of. Some nice photos were taken, but as with most Hume's leaf warblers, it proved nearly impossible to capture properly on film. I was lucky to get even a single frame where the bird was identifiable. The regular yellow-browed warbler also made a brief reappearance. On March 3rd, 4th and 5th, the bird was reported in Rijswijk. Additionally, on March 3rd and 4th, there was another possible sighting of this species in Rotterdam. The same observer reported it on March 3rd and again on March 4th, both in the morning and later in the afternoon. Unfortunately, we may never know what it was, unless someone takes a camera to the spot and manages to capture the bird on video. That is, if it's still there. On March 2nd, a hoopoe call was heard at Dwingeldeveld. While nothing can be ruled out, early March is quite early for this species. The bird was not seen, nor was anyone able to make an audio recording. So whatever was calling remains a mystery. It certainly wasn't the Ameland hoopoe, as that individual was still present at the holiday park on March 2nd. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'd love to hear from you if there are any things you feel are missing from these rarity updates, or if there are aspects of the current format that you don't like at all. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon and press the like button. And if you'd like to see me in action while filming birds, click on the thumbnail here on the screen. See you next time.